Good morning, students. Now we are going to find the formula expression for the induced EMF when a conducting wire of length, fixed length, is moved with a uniform velocity in a uniform magnetic field, linear motion. So let's see. This is the magnetic field uniform. One more important point here, if this is the magnetic field uniform, the distance between all these lines will be same. Suppose this is the uniform magnetic field B, and in this uniform magnetic field, we have to move a conducting wire. Let's say this is a conducting wire. This is the conducting wire of length L. This is the conducting wire of length L, which we have to move. We are moving this conducting wire with velocity v. Linearly it is moving in one dimension, and we have to find the formula expression for the induced voltage. So let's see whether the voltage is inducing or not. First we would see whether the voltage is inducing or not. Let's see. We know that in a conducting wire there is a free electrons which are able to move. We know that in a solid, in a conducting wire there is a free electrons which are able to move. Okay. Let's see. We know that if this wire, conducting wire is moving with velocity v, so all the electrons, all the free electrons which are presenting in this metallic wire, they are also moving with velocity v in this direction. Yes or no? You can see here, all the electrons presenting in this metallic wire would also move with velocity v. If this is moving with velocity v, so all the electrons is also moving with velocity v. And we know that if a charge, because electron is a charged particle, we know that if a charge moves uniform velocity in a magnetic field, we know that there is a force, and that force, we know that magnetic force Fm is equal to q v cross b in vector form. This is q v cross b. Very important. We have already discussed this in the previous video lectures. Q v cross b. Now we have to find the direction of the magnetic field, and I have already told you whether there is a cross product, you have to apply the right hand rule, and there are 4 cases. So let's start to apply where the force would, where the magnetic force, that's why I am writing in Fm, means magnetic force, in which direction it would apply on each of the electron. Okay, let's see. Suppose we take the electron, a single electron, let's say this is the electron, negative charge, minus. So here it would be minus. Finally we would write it as q minus v cross b. Both are same thing. Now we have to put our hand in the direction of v, because v is first, then v, and we have to close our finger in such a way that the finger should point in the direction of the magnetic field. Then our thumb would point the direction of the force, magnetic force. So electron is moving here, means we have to put our hand like this way. We can put our hand either like this way, we can put our hand like this or like this. So which case would be suitable for our situation? There are four cases, this, either this way, either this way. So in these four cases of right hand rule, for finding the direction if there is a cross product, very important for you. So which case would be very suitable here? Let's see. Is suitable here. So electrons are moving here. If we put our hand like this and if we close our fingers, they are pointing normal to this blackboard. The fingers are pointing normal to this blackboard when we close our fingers. You can see once again. This is the velocity direction of electron charge. Fingers are pointing inwards, and the magnetic field also inside the board. So where is the thumb pointing? Upward direction, means upward. This is upward, this is downward, this is left, right, this is left, and this is inward, this is outward. Okay. So, but there is minus sign. It means the force would be finally not in upward direction because of this minus sign. The direction of the magnetic force would be down. F. I think you have cleared this point here. Now, if the force on each electron is in downward, so what happens inside this metallic piece? All the electrons start tending and accumulating at this end. Why accumulating? Because there is no further conducting path to move the electron from this end. This is the end point here. So all the electrons will start moving in this direction and they finally start accumulating at this end. So what happens here? A net negative charge start creating because electrons carry negative charge. So the net negative charge start creating here, and because of absence of electron and presence of positive ions, the net positive charge, same positive charge start creating. Now what happens? This is plus, this is minus. We know that positive charge, negative charge, it means there is an electric field also. There is a electric field also, and the direction of the electric field from positive to negative. So this is the direction of the electric field, E. Because of this accumulation of charges, I think you have, and there is obviously a potential difference. Plus minus, there is a potential difference creating across the end, and we have to find the formula for this potential difference. So one important thing now I am going to ask to you that what happened next? What happened next? As a field is start creating, we are seeing that a field is start creating. Electric field is start creating because of this accumulation of charges. Because of this electric field, a force, electrostatic force, is also start applying on the negative charge particle electrons. But in which direction? We know that F of E equal to QE. But Q is minus Q here because electron. So the direction of the electric force is opposite to the direction of the electric field. So the electric field in this direction means electric force start applying in the upward direction. This is the electric force. But a very important point here, then you could be confused. That's how it would be possible that that negative charge accumulating here. How it would be possible? Because you can see that the net force on this particular electron is zero. Electric force, magnetic force, both are acting in the opposite direction. So the net force is zero. No. The Fm, magnetic force, which is applying first. Then because of that magnetic force accumulation is starting, and then because of that accumulation a field is creating, electric field. And this magnetic force is constant, but this electric field is not constant, it is varying. It is increasingly in a flow manner. As the accumulation is increasing, electric field is increasing. And you can see here QVB. Q charge of, if we talk about the single electron, this is constant, this is E. Velocity, uniform velocity constant, magnetic field uniform constant. Then the magnetic force which is acting initially, in middle, at the last is also constant. I think you are clear, is also constant. But the electric field which is depending on the charge, which is depending on the potential, as the accumulation increases, potential difference increases, electric field increases. And at equilibrium, we can say at a definite, after a some time interval, obviously the electric force and the magnetic force could be equal. And at that time, the net force on the electrons would become zero. And now this accumulation would be stopped when F equal to Fm. This accumulation would be stopped, and finally there is a potential difference in creating there at equilibrium. So at equilibrium we can say, F of E equal to F of M, and F of E is what? QE. F of M is what? QVB. What is sin theta? What is theta? Theta is the angle between V and B. V is here, angle is 90, sin 90 is 1. So this is simply QVB. Cancel Q to Q. And E. dV by dx, potential gradient. dV by dx, what is the dV? Potential difference. V, let's say it is V. Let's say the potential difference is V. But capital V, this is small velocity. So V upon what is the distance? This is L. This is V by L equal to small v into V. Cross multiply. V equal to V L. This is the formula for the induced voltage when we move a conducting wire of length L with constant velocity linearly. This is the induced voltage formula across the end of the conductor. VPL, where V is the velocity, B is magnetic field, and L is length of the. But this is the special case which we have discussed here actually. For understanding purpose, we could either move this conducting wire. In this particular situation, the angle between the velocity and the magnetic field is 90. So it is a special case. And if it is some other angle theta, suppose this is magnetic field in downward direction, like this. There is a magnetic field in downward direction, and a conducting rod is moving horizontally. Then the velocity and magnetic field angle is 90. But it could also possible that this is the conducting wire and the magnetic field is normal, and this wire is moving like this in inclined way. Then in that particular situation, there is not the angle 90 in between the B and B. There is an angle something different, that is theta. So in that case, we have to clear that which component of velocity, because the object is moving like this. So velocity is in this direction. Velocity is in this direction and magnetic field is perpendicular, and object is moving here. So there is angle between V and B. This angle. This is normal, this is velocity. Not going like this. The angle is 90, but this is going like this. Magnetic field is downward, object is wire is continuously going here like this. So there is an angle. And if we take the component of this velocity vector in this direction and in the horizontal direction, in this direction the velocity component is v cos theta, and in this direction it is v sin theta. You are seeing it. This is magnetic field, this is velocity. Angle is in between magnetic field and velocity. This is v, this is theta, and this is theta. The component of this in this direction is v cos theta, and in this direction is v sin theta. And we know that if this component is along the direction of the magnetic field, if the velocity is along the direction of the magnetic field, there is no magnetic force. And if there is no magnetic force, there is no electric force, and there is no accumulation, there is no EMF induced. We can also see here, if the theta becomes 0, if the angle between V and B 0. Sin 0 is 0. There is no magnetic force, there is no electric force. So it means the component of velocity which is along the direction of the magnetic field would result in no potential difference, no voltage across of the coil. Only the matter, this component, which is making angle 90 perpendicular. So this component for this particular velocity is v sin theta. So we can say only v sin theta is responsible. So we are writing this equation in general form. So in place of v, we are writing v sin theta. V sin theta VL. And we know that v is vector quantity velocity. V is also vector quantity. What about length? Length element we have already seen that this is also a vector quantity. So, and we know that potential is a scalar. We know that two vector and sin theta there is cross. So there is cross in between v and b. So we can write this in vector form, right? V equal to v cross b. Just like here, v cross b. It retains here v cross b. Now what about L? Because the cross of q is a vector, and the vector ka we know that the dot of two vectors is a scalar. So finally, because this is a scalar, so we have to take dot of, and in place of L we are writing L vector. So the final formula in vector form is v cross b dot. Very important. And the direction of the L is along the direction of the current always, which we have seen in the Biot-Savart law. Because ideal and the direction of the dl is in the direction of the current. So in the same case. So this is the final. Thank you.